Vani Kapoor, thank you so much for joining me at E Times. It's lovely seeing you. I think, if I'm not wrong, we met just before war, the movie that changed your life.
All movies are changing my life in some way or the other. I feel like it's like you're striving to run the next ladder and get something more prominent and leave some kind of an impact or some kind of an impression, hopefully positive. And yeah, I'm just happy to be yeah, I'm just happy to be getting the kind of films I am.
No, but I mean, there was a time when your career was soft pedaling. You started in 13 with Shuddh Desi Romance. And then until war came along, there were, a couple of years also where there were no movies. You waited patiently. That period was tough. And
Yeah.
how did you just wait so patiently? I mean, what was that kept you ticking? Okay, now it's going to happen.
I think my self belief that I don't want to set myself short, and I didn't want to give up on something better would not come to me, and let me just grab anything and everything that's coming my way right now. Uh, that was never something. I mean, that would have made me happy, and I was aware of that. For me, I've always said that quality matters, and the kind of films that give me some sort of a excitement or peace of mind that okay, I am associated with it and I am looking forward to it, with the kind of people I'm working with or the kind of script I'm working on. Something needs to work for me, so I think I never wanted to compromise on that.
Happy for you, Vani. Happy for you. इस मूवी में जो recent है आपकी चंडीगढ़ करे आशिकी, when it came along to you, was the first reaction, no, I don't think I'll do this? Because it's a very bold role. It's being out there and saying it as it is. You play a trans, but was the first reaction of apprehension?
Yeah, I never had that kind of a reaction like, oh my God, like, I don't think I want to do this, or, never. I think I was blown away when I read the script. I loved how it was designed and how it was, the way it was written, and the fact that someone like a Gattu, who's so aesthetically correct and whose portrayal of characters is so sensitive and impactful and shown in a correct light. I never ever thought that it's a bad idea for me to do this, that it might, it's some, for me, I mean, I took it as, of course, it was challenging because I do not belong to that community. And that was a self-inflicted, responsibility and pressure that I was taking. But I don't think ever have I ever felt this is something I don't want to be part of, or be associated with, because for me, I think it was more important for films like these, even as an audience, I would want to watch movies like these, and the way it's been handled, I think it's been beautifully presented. It's never ever seen something like this before in Hindi cinema. So yeah, I feel these stories need to be told.
Tell us about the homework you did. You went and met some trans woman along the way.
I had video calls like Zoom calls and voice, your FaceTime calls and everything. I did those calls, and I whatever that they wanted to share about their life and their struggles, experiences, people they come across, hurdles and good, bad, ugly, everything, of whatever insight that I could grasp from what they had to share. I got that which really helped me a lot. Apart from that, I think I was going through consistently every single day. I was going through documentaries and interviews and just movies that were made in the past, in the present times, in the West, here, French, all languages, just to gauge like how it is and what has, as a world where we're standing and where we need to be. So I think I made crazy notes, and I used to like drive myself crazy just like thinking about it, because I didn't want to do injustice to it.
How did you reach out to them?
I got to connected me to them. because he was in conversations with many, and he put me on to some people, and that's how I got in touch with them.
So, Vani, you've done this role admirably well, and you have received pretty good reviews also for this. I want to ask you that we have been talking about LGBT community a fair amount of time, but do you think we have reached that point where acceptance has crept in, or is it still that when somebody with mannerisms or typical mannerisms or a known history walks into a party, these people still giggle, people still crack jokes on him or her? You have spoken to these people, so what have they told you, and what have you also seen in your real life?
There are all sorts of people with different mindsets. You can't box, like you can't say, okay, now we've progressed, or now everybody is regressive. You have all sorts of mindsets, and I think a lot of people don't even know the difference between a eunuch or a transgender, a trans person. You know what I mean? So I feel there's very little knowledge that one has about them, of them, and the fact that there needs to be a lot more of inclusivity, because I feel they have so much more to offer to us as a society, and we need to celebrate and we need to be inclusive of everybody, because what happens is that even us as a society, we are not cohesive if you're not open to accepting all and celebrating them for who they are, because there's a lot of people who I was in conversation with. They're well-educated people, some of them are doctors and well-read, well-educated, from good families who've gone through a complete transformation. So there's so much wisdom, a life that you and I have never lived before, experiences or struggles that you and I have never had to deal with before. And things that we people take for granted that don't come that easy to them. I think there's a lot of learning that we have to do when it comes to them. So I feel like there needs to be a bigger evolution in our minds and in our conversations. And film like Chandigarh Kare Aashiqui has tried to open doors to those conversations. It's been a conversation starter at least, and has showcased trans community in a very different light. Till that we didn't even have a good reference to. There is no good reference point in our films or in our TV shows. If you see, they're either shown very eccentric, or they're shown as butt of the joke and not. You're not trying to normalize. So there's a lot of stigma attached to it. There's a lot of phobia attached to it, which we need to kind of, rethink in our minds of what are we doing and where do we stand and how it's harming all of us.
Vani, what I can't forget is when Befikre released, and you told me in an interview that I'm the risk factor in this movie.
Sorry, your voice.
You told me in the interview that I'm the risk factor in this movie. Your confidence was far lesser. When I speak to you today, it's so evident. Of course, the success and the movies have all added up and played a role in that. Do you feel now anytime jittery about your release, or has Vani changed and become much calmer?
No, I'm not calm. But I've tried to, I think what I've done is I have evolved, and I think evolution is so necessary for everybody. I was very lost back then, and I still feel I'm still very lost in many ways. But I've accepted that it's okay to be awkward, or to be not so calm, or to have shaky nerves, which I have most of the times. And I think I've made peace with that part of who I am. And I feel not just success, failure teaches you also a lot. When you have no failure, you kind of have a better perspective towards life, because then you see life in from a very different lens, and that gives you to be more you in life. Because what only success does, it kind of you're living in a bubble, where everything's good and you're too scared that good is going to go away because you've never dealt with success, with failure.
Yeah.
Just having success can also be harmful. So I think failure is also necessary for you to grow as a human being, as a person, which I've had in my life, and my share of struggles, and they teach me a lot. And I'd like to believe I've become slightly wiser.
Okay. So, what's coming up next? Jamshira, I believe, right? With Ranbir Kapoor.
Shamshera in March.
So, how is that going?
Yeah.
And how much of it is complete?
It's complete, it's ready, and now we're hoping in March, like, it's going to come out and people can give it love, and theaters can in every state be in 100% occupancy by then.
Okay. So, what's next after Shamshera? Any other plans? Anything for OTT? Are you open to doing OTT roles also? I mean,
yeah, I'm definitely open to all platforms. It's just that nothing interesting has come to me as of now, and I'm still keeping my fingers crossed that people can come to me with
in fact, Yash Raj is has started a big web division.
Yes, that's very exciting. It's a very cool subject. So I'm very intrigued. Yeah.
So, all said and done, how was the experience of working in Chandigarh, Karyashiki?
It was so refreshing and beautiful. I think I've had a fabulous experience. Working with a filmmaker like Gattu is a treat because he's one of those directors who gives you wings, to fly, like to open up and to bring something new or creative to the table. And I mean, he's all up for incorporating that. And if it doesn't somehow, if it doesn't work for the character or whatever, he will very politely kind of pivot you to the right direction. And people can be very open about criticisms and criticizing somebody, but there are very few people who would also come and pat at the back every time you do something good. So he's so generous with that, and such a meticulous director. He has eye for detail for everything, be it small or big in a film. Every scene, every montage of a song matters to him. He has a story in his head, and I just have so much respect for him. The kind of cinema, the kind of films he's contributed to Hindi cinema, I as an audience, I have connected to it and I love it.
So if you take this movie, Chandigarh, and if you take War, if you take Befikre, there has been a lot of intimacy which you had with Ranveer in Befikre, Hrithik in War, and of course Ayushmann here. Do those scenes really bother you, or is it okay, fine, just as an actor, you sail through them? Do you have reservations? Do you ask the director, how are you going to shoot it? Do you ask for changes? Do you go back to the monitor and see that, okay, is it aesthetic or could it be toned down? How does it work for you?
I don't think I would work with a director whose aesthetic sense I have a doubt about. You know what I mean? Like, I would never, if somebody's seeming dodgy or doubt, like I don't fully trust and I can't take that leap of faith with the director, I don't think I would be doing his film. So, what happens is when you sign up for a film, you've got to believe and submit to a filmmaker's vision. And of course, it can be very, it's the unknown territory for a girl, and you're doing intimate scenes, and they're not always easy. But sometimes, like how in Chandigarh Karyashiki, there was a reason why those were added, because they wanted to normalize a physical intimacy with a trans girl. They wanted to showcase that, So it was imperative for the storyline of the film, which is why they incorporated that in the film. It wasn't for some cheap thrills. And Befikre also, I think we did not have any makeup scenes. The impressionable minds took it to this thing because of the kissing. Now, if you could have one kiss in the film, you could have 20 kisses. The point of the matter is you've kissed in a film, irrespective of how many kisses there are in a movie. But beyond a kiss or a little, I don't think they were very physically intimate scenes, which were, like these long minutes of some, I don't know, like showcasing hardcore intimacy. or love making scenes. There wasn't any love making scene in Befikre, and neither was there in War. We didn't even have a kissing scene in War. So it was basic intimacy where you're showing a romance between a couple.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's you got to have the right belief in your director that it's going to be shot aesthetically and not going to be portrayed in a wrong way.
You have been upfront with the trolls. I mean, you hit back when.
Sometimes I hit back if needed, yes. And there are times when I feel that they don't deserve a reaction. I've learned that in life. Not everything deserves your reaction. Every action doesn't need to be consolidated with a reaction. And that is for your own sanity in life, because what people are doing it is not personal. They don't have a personal animosity with me. I think it's more of projecting their own insecurities and a place from maybe there's lack of love in their life. So if anything, one can empathize with them. And if they are kind of affecting your peace of mind, then please, let's go ahead and block them. And I don't appreciate, social media can be a cesspool, like it could breed a lot of hate and negativity. So it literally depends from individual to individual as to how they want to put them out there. Do they want to root for love or do they want to root for hate? And to each its own. But yeah, I'm all for love. So for me, I don't want to have negativity around me in any aspect, in any way possible, even if that means being on a social media platform. I don't think I need to entertain people who are not on the same page or mindset as me.
And not for your welfare either.
Yeah, for peaceful, healthy living and having a great mind, and why would I want to indulge in that?
Well done, Vani. Your career is now on track. I would like to put it this way, that there's a certain amount of flow now in the way you're going. On this note, I leave you with lots of luck in all your future assignments. Stay in touch.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, Vani.
Thank you.